All right. We're back. We're back, baby.
I'm back too.
I know. We got Nick back.
I'm here.
Yeah, she's currently over there right now.
In seat number 2. Nick is back. We're going to talk about a little. This third segment usually involves a little bit of love that's happened for me over the last week or two, which it will. It's usually like a little bit of what I call a potpourri bag. There's a little bit of different stuff involved, fun stuff to talk about, interesting stuff, whether it be current event, personal events that have happened, or past events. In your case,
yep.
You had a story that you wanted to tell me now for over a week involving a broken TV.
Yes, so
I have no idea what he's going to tell me.
So whether it's Morgan's dad telling me crazy stories, Fletcher telling everyone crazy stories, or whatever, it's mostly to be expected when you're surrounded by family members or friends or anything like that. Like, everyone has a crazy story about elementary, middle, high school, college, especially college. But there's not a lot of stories that you hear about people winning broken TVs. I know, everyone's probably like, what do you mean you won a broken TV? Well, it's funny that you guys ask. So a couple years ago, I want to say, sweetheart, this was 2 years ago, I want to say. Year and a half, give or take.
Yeah.
So back at my old place in Cleveland, Morgan would sometimes stay over until, it was just her thing. She would stay over until between 1 and 2, depending on what the day was the next day. Whether it was a work day or a weekend or whatever, or like a later day, who knows. So one night, she's leaving. It's probably about 2.
Maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock, yeah.
Give or take. So I'm like, I'm escorting her out. That's what I do. Anytime someone leaves, like, I gotta make sure the door is locked.
Especially with your neighbor that was always outside.
Yeah. So anyway, as I'm opening the door and letting her out, there is this giant freaking rectangular box in front of my screen door. She couldn't even get out. And I'm like, okay, hold on, let me hold it and you get out. And I'm like, what the hell is this thing? I'm like, I'm not expecting delivery. And I didn't buy anything big, and it didn't really look like neat packaging to begin with.
And it didn't look like it came from FedEx or anything.
No, it didn't.
So it looked like
and we were literally up. We were up. I'm not gonna say all night, but we were up late. We were night owls, so we were up until like 10 or 11 or something like that, give or take. Nothing was there. We didn't hear a thump. Nothing. But then all of a sudden, nearly 2 in the morning, there is this giant flat box in front. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is. But, I was going to figure it out with Morgan, but, obviously she had to leave. And I open it, and it's this stupid flat screen TV.
Really?
It was like a 65 inch or something.
Well,
and
tell them what it came with, a letter.
Yeah, it came with the lighter. It was a TV that came with a lighter.
No,
and I'm
letter. A letter, remember?
I thought you said.
No, it came with a letter. It literally said why you got the TV.
Yeah, it said why you got the TV. Wow, I feel stupid for saying that. Oh yeah, I got a lighter. It's almost like you just pulled some Inception on me. You planted an idea in my head, thinking that was a memory. Clever girl.
You're welcome.
Oh my God,
ladies and gentlemen.
This episode 7 as a whole has derailed.
It definitely is derailed. But anyway, so it came with a letter, and you wouldn't believe if I told you this. It was from GameStop.
No, and you read it to me.
Yes, I read. Oh yeah, I did read it to you because I think the note was on there, and I wish I could find because I know I took it. I know I did not throw it out. I know I kept it somewhere in my storage unit. And it was basically telling me that I got automatically entered into a sweepstakes, and because of eligible purchases. And look, it didn't look fake either. Like, it was completely from GameStop's corporate office. Mm-hmm. It showed the logo, the barcode, whatever the hell the barcode was for. It wasn't even used for anything. And
I think it was just the QR code for like the website.
oh no, it was a literal barcode, like you would get in like a grocery store or something like that. Not a square QR code. But anyway, it said that I won it was like $2,000 worth of a gift or something like that, like a $2,000 value. So they gave me this TV, and even worsely, I'm like, all right, well. And the packaging wasn't great. It was just in the box. It didn't have like the styrofoam protection.
It was ghetto.
It was so ghetto. Like, I thought that homeless people packaged this with the way it was.
With their feet. That's how bad it was.
It really was that bad. And I can actually I think that I could solidify that by the outcome of said gift. I plug it in and it's broken. It's like, it turns on, but it's completely freaking broken.
Yeah. And
then eventually, I'm like, I called the corporate office. I'm like, so I don't know what this is, but if this thing came from you and it's broken, then guess what? I think I'm entitled to get like some kind of compensation for it. You know, it's broken. If I supposedly won a prize, whatever, and eventually they said, okay, we're gonna send. They sent me a gift card, and it wasn't fake. Again, it was a GameStop gift card with the actual GameStop logo and the card.
And it said it was $2,000.
And it said it was $2,000.
Yeah.
And it was giving me sets to redeem, and then that didn't work, so I decided to call them again. And then, like, weeks go on by, and I'm still trying to figure this shit out. And eventually, I talked with a guy, and he was like, for lack of a better term, he was my handler of this case, for lack of a better term. So then, I think a few days passed, and, you know, he's still trying to figure it out, only for them to tell me, oh, I really hate to tell you, Nick, but we have no clue what this came from. And I'm thinking to myself, there's a couple things running through my head. It's, one, if it's from them, no one's being held accountable and we're never going to know, and I think it's shady. Two, someone got my information and is trying to screw with me, and I'm not what one would call a conspiracy theorist. You know, like, I mean, I'm always into conspiracy theories, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't think that there's some, like, people say, like, the presidents are all aliens. Like, I'm not that deep, but I'm open to them. I'm a big fan of the Mothman myself. That's a whole nother thing. I'm not going to get into it. But I'm like, who thought, whether it's at GameStop's corporate office or some random individual thought, hey, let's troll Nick and say that he won a TV that's broken. Like, what is the play here?
That one I can't figure out. That doesn't make any sense.
We went to GameStop to redeem your gift card, and there was nothing on it.
There was nothing on it. Zero.
They said the most they can put on there is $200, and there was nothing on it. There wasn't even a penny.
Yeah, that was another thing too. They said that that's the max limit. You can't put. I'm like, what the hell, man? And by the way, the reason why I brought this up is actually shout out to you, Jackson, our friend Jackson, mine and Morgan's friend Jackson. He's like, Nick, you need to tell your audience about this. And I said, you know what? I'm going to. I don't get to tell you guys a lot of crazy stories, but that is just insane.
I apologize for the massive train that just went by in the background. If it's not a dog barking, if it's not like some sort of massive train in the background, it's what happens when you have a podcast in a barn.
Or me dying.
All adds to the character of what the American Fan Podcast represents. What was that?
Oh my God.
I know, I almost said
you guys, the American Fuck Podcast? Is that what you're
I don't think I was going to say that, but it could have happened. Something else was bound to come out.
Oh my God.
The American Fan Podcast. That's a super interesting story. Unfortunately, I have no answer as to why somebody would do that to you. I thought maybe with me and Morgan here, we could figure out like why somebody would do that. But I mean, there is no end game in that situation. It's very odd.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
A cool
it's
story,
so
though.
strange.
It's a cool story. I mean, how many other people do you know that have just a TV? Like when they leave, they open up a door. There's an effing TV there. Like
in the middle of the night. It had to be in the middle of the fucking night.
It's kind of fascinating why.
Yeah, we fell asleep. It was like around 11:30.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That's when we
and there was
passed out.
nothing that happened.
And we didn't hear any sound. And we were up. We were in the room. We were watching in the living room. We were watching a movie in the living room. Remember?
Yeah.
So we were right there.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy.
All right, you guys want to hear about well, I'm sure some of the viewers always want to hear about my bad dating stories. Just last week,
I'm about to add I'm about to put a jar here and put a quarter in every time you have a crazy dating story.
Well, you'd be a rich man if you started that along.
I'm going to start doing that going forward. All right, I'm going to get a jar from the dollar store.
We'll put a little jar up there. We'll put a little jar. Oh, so you can see my mouth? Yeah, is that better?
Yeah. Am I out?
I don't think anybody wants to see my mouth. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Clearly, nobody wants to see.
But going forward.
No, because so they can make sure you're not lip syncing the words and you didn't speak before and then you filmed it. Because that's what a lot of people think.
I'm sure the 25 people aren't assuming.
Oh, I don't think the 25 people are gonna fucking care, Morgan. You fucking bitch.
What the hell?
I don't know what happened to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what just happened to her there.
She's drinking a drink that's called Liquid Death, and I think
it's starting to it's starting to make their way around.
Somehow affect her overall demeanor and personality. All right, last weekend, the previous week, my friend owns.
You say last weekend or the previous? Which one?
Previous week to the last weekend.
Oh,
if I can set up the story, I went to my friend owns a speed dating agency. So she had called and asked me to fill in because she had a cancellation in terms of her guys. You need to have even amount of guys and girls.
Yeah.
So she offered. I was like, all right. She goes, I'll buy you dinner.
All right.
So I'm a prostitute for free food. So obviously, so I went to the speed dating thing, and there wasn't anybody there that really interested me. But there was one girl who seemed pretty nice. She seemed okay. I mean, on the surface, which is why this ended up, because once you dig into people and you get to spend some time with them, you find out that they're not so nice. But anyways, I met her there. Speed up the story. She goes, hey, are you doing anything this weekend? Meaning last weekend, a week ago today, last Sunday. And I said, no, we could go hang out, maybe grab a drink, but it's kind of early in the day for that. She had 2 kids. She could only hang out at 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So I was like, well, let's just go to Cheesecake Factory. This will be known as the Cheesecake Factory incident. Here's another train.
Oh boy.
Dude, what is going on? Dude, every time we film, it's always quiet in my backyard till we try to do something constructive.
It's also the holiday.
For society.
It's also the holiday weekend.
That's not a passenger train. That's a freaking. That's one of those bulk trains that's carrying petroleum or something.
Excuse me.
Charcoal. Oh my God, what is going on back there? I have no words for description. All right, we'll speed up the story.
She's basically our soundboard.
Because there's only one point to this story of how inconsiderate and just how people are in general. In this case, it's a female. How they're like just completely, they have no compassion, no accountability, and no respect for men in general. Not all, but a good majority. So she's 20 minutes late to the date. I'm accommodating her schedule. You got 2 kids. I don't have 2 kids. I don't have anything. I don't have any baggage bringing it to the table. But I'm going to accommodate you. I'll give you a fair shake, a fair chance.
Absolutely.
I show up at 3. She doesn't show up till 3:21. She's already late. Okay, I'm going to cut you some slack. You know, even though you're probably a 5 on a good day, we're not talking about a 7, 8, or 9. She's a 5. on a good day, probably a 4. All right, you come to the date late, sit down. We get 3 minutes into the date. I'm trying to have a conversation. She picks up her phone. Like, she has a phone call. It rings, just like a movie scene. She answers the phone on the first date and is like, oh, wait a minute. To me, I gotta take this. And I go, it's an emergency? Something with your kids? No, it's a work-related call. I go, is an emergency at work? No, my friend at work is just going through a breakup. I need to talk to her.
Oh my God.
Like, what? So because I'm in a mode now, moving forward with my life, now that I'm in my 40s, I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't want negative people in my life. I don't want negative situations. I just want to try to
have peace.
Be as happy and as peaceful. Yes. Moving
that's
forward.
That's all us men want from the day. I mean, I've told Morgan this, and she does a good job. But in general, and look, you and I have had a debate regarding the dating culture, not because we fully disagree, but there are disagreements we have regarding that topic. But the fact of the matter is women do want more from men that men want from women. Generally speaking, there are outliers, but generally speaking, women would like more of men than men want more of women. Women, they want high status, they want commitment, they want X, Y, and Z. And that's fine, everyone's got their thing. You know what us men want? It's peace. We don't care about, and some men do, we don't care about if you're a doctor or if you work with RTA or if you work at Target. As long as you're not a hassle, we can give a shit what you do. But when you're doing shit like what his date just did, we don't need that. We don't need that. Correct me if I'm wrong if you two both disagree with me, but...
No, so that's what ended up happening. She took the phone call. I timed it. I literally gave it another 10 minutes, even though I probably, as a functioning, rational, adult human being, I should have just left right then and there. But I didn't, because I gave the benefit of the doubt that she would be rational and polite of some sort.
Sounds like you were playing the 3-strike rule with her.
And that phone call within 30 seconds, even if you're gonna pick it up, which she shouldn't have done, but she didn't do any of that. So I did what I haven't done in a while. I definitely haven't done that in my 40s, but I did it plenty in my 30s. I just said, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I just kept walking. So
you did the classic women go to the bathroom, do their makeup, then they sneak out the window.
The waiter looked just like Deion Sanders, the former football player, now football coach. And that's exactly what I said. I said, hey, when he came over to the table initially to take the orders, I said, anybody ever tell you look just like Deion Sanders? And he started laughing. He goes, I've got that a couple times. So that when she was still talking on the phone, and I'm literally just sitting there looking at a timer on my phone, I go, hey, Deion, and he goes, yeah, I knew where the bathrooms were, but that was my out. I said, hey, where are the bathrooms at? I go, I got to use the bathroom. And he took me around the corner, and he kind of gave me a look like he knew what I was doing. And I just kept walking. I didn't use the bathroom. I just left. So that's the last of the girl named Dre. I don't know her full name, but that's what she had down. So that was my crazy dating story. Disappointing, but it's kind of revealing about what's out there in terms of it's not all everybody else's fault. It's not that women are bad, men are good, but there are a lot of selfish people out in the dating world right now that have no consideration, and more importantly, what my grandfather used to always tell me, Nanu, my Sicilian grandfather, everything is based on respect. They have no respect for another person. If she wasn't interested, or if she just didn't want to spend time, that's okay. That's a normal human response. Just tell me, why did I drive 30 minutes? Why did I waste the 21 minutes that I was there? I mean, it's kind of a waste of my time, right?
Yeah, honestly, that's something I don't...
That's what's going on out there.
And see, this is my problem with dating as a whole, and I'm not talking my relationship's great. I'm sounding like Trump. I have the best relationship. I have the best girl. No one can compare to my girl. Anyway.
Yee!
But my problem with dating nowadays, especially, and I've even had this problem since I was a teenager, is I may sound like I'm complicated, but I'm one of the most simple people that you will ever see. I at least try to be as simple as I can be. I don't try to say I want this, but I want this or something. I've literally said, like, dude, I'm just a normal guy who works Monday to Friday, and my favorite thing to do is hang out with my girl, hang out with my 5 friends, and be with my son and watch movies and play Resident Evil 4. Like, I'm as simple as it gets. I don't look for complication. I don't know why people look for complication. It's beyond me. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is kind of what you said, it's a respect, and if you're not interested, it's the things I don't understand about dating in general. This dates back to like the 80s and the 90s and stuff, so this isn't a modern problem, although it's worsened in the last 10 years, is why do people feel like they need to play these games? Why do people feel the need to like force interest or not have any common courtesy of saying, I'm going to be late. Hey, I wasn't really interested, but I wanted to humor them. It's like, no. If you're not interested, don't waste my time. I'd rather you tell me flat out, no, than say, okay. I'm like, no, don't ever do that. Because what happens is you waste your time, you waste my time, and then it's like, well, I just wasted time and money getting here. And look, money's not everything. Relationships are more important than money. It's not just about money. But if you're trying to establish a connection, a relationship, why would you do that with someone you're not all that interested in?
Correct.
And if it's not, like, if you say, oh, my job went downhill, I'm a manager of some sort, now I gotta go fix this mess or something, while not a great excuse, it would be more understandable. But you're saying it's because your friend at your job is going through a breakup. That's the last thing you want to mention at your first date. Like, it's just insane.
You just don't pick
No,
up.
the worst one would be is if it was your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend calling and they answered the phone.
Well, that's just a given right there. Like,
that's worse.
That's a non-event. That's Tuesday for a lot of people. That's just common. That's just common.
All of it's bad.
All of it's bad.
There's no consideration for other people.
I just don't get it. I really just gotta get it. But
it's the way society is right now. But we've exhausted our time stamp.
I think we got one more coming up. Actually, wanting to discuss. And if you guys don't want to do
talk
this,
about what
I
you're
want
going
to
to do on a solo video.
Yeah, it's well, actually, okay. So there's 2 things I want to do. It'll be a solo video, which stay tuned for that. It'll come in the next week. And then I actually want to do, if you guys feel like it, one last segment regarding your hot takes in media. If you guys are into that.
You want to save that for next week?
Yeah, because you already did 3 segments. You always do 3 segments. You never want to mess it up and do more.
Okay.
But if you really want to...
we'll do it next week.
Yeah, so you already have that plan.
That'll be our first segment. Then we'll... I wanted to do something travel related. I thought that would be kind of cool. Like
travel?
Yeah,
I mean, you did just come back from Florida.
Yeah,
so,
like
yeah.
But I did talk about that a little bit.
Places that we want to go to, like, destination spots. Like,
Fair enough.
I just researched a bunch on El Salvador, and they've cleaned up the country so much that from the pictures, from all of the new research after they've totally revamped the country over the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's a place that I definitely want to go see. Plus, talk a little bit about the Philippines, going back there. Thailand, our dream destinations, not just like something we've traveled, continental U.S., but like are there spots across the a globe that we want to go check out? I thought that would be kind of fun.
All right,
why we want to go do that.
Well, you guys get to look forward to solo video and hot takes on media next week. I'm very excited for that. It's one I'm very passionate about. I've had those talks with Fletcher, Morgan. But why waste and do it off the camera when I can do it on camera?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's going to conclude the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you next week.
See ya.